Hey, Coach Devin here. I've had a lot of questions over the last few years about testosterone replacement therapy. I've been pretty open with the fact that I've had to have testosterone replacement. I've been on for, I think, 9 years now, so it's been quite a while. And I've had a lot of clients ask about it, a lot of male clients ask, a lot of female clients ask for their spouses. So I thought I'd, kind of give a little bit of information here and let people figure out what I've gone through when you know you're low on testosterone and what to expect with testosterone replacement therapy in general. So for me, to flash back, we're talking, I was, I think, 30, well, maybe it's 10 years now. It might be more like 10 years. I was 35, 36 years old. Might even be 11 years, actually. And I got super, super sick. It didn't come on immediately. It was sort of it was a slow process. At first, I just felt kind of off. I would go for a run and I just didn't feel like I could push real hard. And then next thing you know, I'd have to stop on runs. And then I started to get very tired. And every day I was tired. And at first I thought maybe I had mono. I had mono when I was in grade 11. Grade 11 or grade 12. Felt awful. I was super tired. I needed to sleep all the time. So that's kind of how I felt. I felt beat up, tired, kind of worn down. That's basically where I was. And over time, it got worse and worse. I gave it a little bit because I thought, well, maybe it's, I'm working a lot and I've got 2 little kids and all those things. I thought maybe that's the reason I don't feel good. And I gave it a little bit of time and it just progressively got worse. It got to the point where back when I lived in Fall River, Nova Scotia then, we had a back split and walking up the flight of stairs to the main floor exhausted me. I remember walking up those stairs and I got to the top and I just had to stand there for a minute and rest. And I thought there's something seriously wrong here if I'm too tired to walk up a flight of stairs. It was beginning of summer, I think it was in June or so. And I was in the kitchen one day making food for the kids. And when I did, I remember I broke out in this crazy sweat. I just started pouring sweat. I'd never done it in my life before. It was like being in the middle of the hardest workout you've ever had in your life, just like that. And I thought, okay, something's wrong. This is not normal operating procedure. So I went to the doctor and I thought I was going to get a thyroid issue. That's what I really thought would come back, that I had a thyroid problem. And they called me back in and the doctor said, look, you have low testosterone. And I was amazed. And to be honest, I was pissed off because I thought, you know what? All the things you're supposed to do to keep your testosterone stable and be healthy, I do all that stuff. I exercise, I eat well, I try to sleep fairly well. I take care of myself, and I was super annoyed about it. And the doctor said, look, sometimes it just is what it is. She did ask about prior, steroid use, and I was honest about it. I took steroids when I was younger, for sure, which could have played a role in it. May not have, may have. We don't know. Obviously, the best choice in that situation is don't take steroids when you're younger, because you could end up like me. But end of the day, I had to start testosterone replacement. For some people taking testosterone replacement, they can take it for a little bit of time and then it helps to rebound yourself. For me, that didn't work. So we started with a gel. You had to rub this gel on your stuff, like your shoulders and your arms, your chest a bit. I didn't like it. First off, it gave me crushing headaches. I mean, the worst headache you've ever had in your life all day long, which was no fun at all. And it was weird. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it was just a very strange headache. So I didn't like that. And on top of that, you weren't allowed to touch anybody. So it was summertime. I had to wear long sleeves all the time. I couldn't hug my kids if I didn't have long sleeves on, because I didn't want it to get on them. And then, it specifically said that. So I didn't like that much. So I went back to the doctor and I said, look, this is giving me terrible headaches. I can't hug my children. This is not where I want to be. So they took a look at it and they said, okay, well, you could try a pill or you could try a needle and get an injection every week. And I wasn't big on the idea of getting the injection every week. To be straight up between all of us here, I hate needles. It's not so much it's just the whole going in through the skin. It grosses me out. I don't know why it grosses me out, but it just makes my skin kind of crawl a little bit. I can handle it if I have to, which now I have to, but I'm not a fan. So I said, okay, well, I'll go with that. So the doctor gave me the first injection and get it in your butt. If anybody's asking, you can get it in your glutes. And then she taught me how to do it myself. Of course, I had done some of it in the past using steroids, so I did know what I was doing to an extent. And then she sent me home with it, and I have been on testosterone replacement since. So we're talking about 10 or 11 years. It's interesting. They tried to take me off twice. Both times my testosterone crashed right back down again. So it's something that my doctor feels that I'll never be able to come off. I don't know if that's a good or a bad. It is what it is. It's like, for me, it's just like somebody who has to take, insulin. I have to take testosterone once a week. I just take an injection, and that's that. I have to do it. The positives of it, obviously, are that you're going to have stable testosterone. My testosterone level is like that of an 18-year-old for the rest of my life. So the positives are, I feel really good. I have a lot of energy. I feel upbeat most of the time. Some people, different people are different. Some people, they take testosterone, and testosterone technically is a steroid. So technically, I take basically a low dosage of steroid. It's not like, give you an idea, I get 100 milligrams once a week. A normal person, a normal bodybuilder might take, 700, 1,000 milligrams a week. So they're on like 10 times the dose that I would be on. So, high dosages. Bodybuilders take a lot of steroids. Mine basically gets me to a sort of a high normal for my testosterone levels. So I'm never going to get jacked and like huge on testosterone that I'm taking, because I don't take enough to do that. What it does do is, it obviously, libido wise, that's a good one. It makes you feel, in a good mood all the time. Outside of that, you feel strong, you feel like you can do things, and you feel very confident. For some people, testosterone can be a negative, obviously. If you have some aggression problems, you're someone who gets angry easily, you will need to learn how to handle that. I found I got frustrated and annoyed more easily at the beginning, and I had to learn how to handle the fact that, for me, that was going to be the new normal, and I had to figure that out. And now you control it. After 6 months or so, you understand how it works, you understand what's going to happen with it, and that you need to control how you feel about it. Negatives, from outside of having to get a prostate exam on a regular basis, which is, it is what it is. I'm 46 now. I have to get prostate exams anyway. So those things happen. That's just part of aging. So I sort of look at the prostate exam as, it is what it is. I have to do it. So shut up and do it. So I have to get prostate exams because of it, because testosterone can enlarge your thyroid, or your thyroid rather. Sorry, your prostate. And, so you do have to do that. You have to monitor some of your blood on a regular basis. I get blood work every year. Outside of that, it has been pretty much easy peasy. I have had a number of clients who have had to take testosterone replacement. Some have been like me, and they could come, and they never are going to come off. They are what they are. Other people have come on. It has rebounded their testosterone levels. Their doctor weans them off, and they're fine, and they can go forward and do their own thing. I'm jealous of those people, but it is, some people can do that. Other people have been on it. Off it. I will say this. For anybody out there who's concerned about testosterone levels or things like that, you should, when you're a man, you should start getting your testosterone levels checked when you're, 40 years old going forward, because it will drop. And if it does drop and you are, like me, and you're low, so a normal level for total testosterone in your body is somewhere between 8 and 20. Mine was at 2.6, which obviously is awful. That's not, pardon me, that's not a good number. It's a terrible number. So if you're like me, your level could be super low. Some people tend to be a little lower. You could be an 8 all the time and feel great. You could be a 14 all the time and feel great. It sort of depends on the person and what you're used to in body chemistry. So, I run around a 14 or so, 15 all the time, which is sort of like high, mid, normal, and for me, that feels good. I feel awake. I feel positive. Overall, you feel like you're in a good mood. It does raise your levels. If you're wondering, raise your relative confidence level. You do feel more confident when you're on it. So there are a lot of positives with it. The only negatives really are the getting your prostate checked on a regular basis and having to do the injection, which, weekly injections suck when you want to go travel. You have to plan around that and make sure, you have your injections beforehand, or, you get home and do it right afterwards or whatever. You can't, there's that as well. But outside of that, for me, testosterone replacement therapy has not been a negative. It's actually been a huge positive. I would suggest any man over 40 years old should get testosterone checked every single year just to monitor it, see what happens. You could end up like me and have your testosterone drop just naturally. You could have had some past steroid abuse, whatever. There's a number of things that fall into that. So it's best to judge it, check it on a regular basis, and testosterone replacement therapy is a lifesaver for those of us that need it because you feel like a new person. You feel like your normal self again. You feel like you're 20 instead of feeling like you're 105. If you have questions, comments, write them up down below. I'll be sure to write you back. Have yourself an amazing day and don't fight the awesome.